Lot to talk about tonight. Very excited about
There we
tonight's
go.
episode. My name is Spencer. I'm one of your hosts for the evening. And manning, the lower third is back up. Manning the front is Jeff. How are you, sir?
Good.
Very
Glad
cool,
to
very
be
cool.
here. Ready for a good episode. This
Yeah.
season was amazing.
I don't know if you noticed it, but on the Facebook, the controls are showing up on the screen.
Yeah, it's because I was messing around on some stuff.
Okay. Did over. Along with us, the other member of the Three Amigos is Mr. Dave Baca. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing well this evening.
And a little bit of excitement now. We're no longer a trio. We're now a quartet. Because he did such a fantastic job in the last couple of weeks, the governor's been promoted. So welcome to the weekly crew, Mr. Notman.
Don't buy it. That's not a promotion, Notman. Demotion.
Does it come with a pay rise? with a string quartet.
I feel like Will Halter. Wait, you get paid?
Exactly.
I love John Onaka, by the way. That not it's a good nod to my pirating ways.
Yep. So big Mandalorian news today in the halftime for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys this Monday night. Mandalorian season 3 final trailer goes up.
Nice.
They're trying to get the nerds to watch football. It's a ploy.
Yay, sports ball.
Maybe they just like to use their outlets.
Maybe we'll do what we did for season 2 and just do a pop-up watch along and watch the game and watch. Who knows? Maybe we did that last. I think last time we actually watched the whole game and there was no trailer, so we ended up watching football for 3 hours. But maybe that'll happen. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see if it's the same trailer as the one they showed us in Anaheim, or if it's got different content.
Ooh,
well, it's
hey Bryce, how are you?
New, so
so very, very obviously very excited about that. Unfortunately, we had 3 guests that were supposed to be with us, and due to circumstances beyond the virtual Cantina network's control, they were unable to meet with us today. However, I think because of that, I am going to announce next week's guest now. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to announce who's coming with us in the finale of season 2.
Oh, you are spoiler alerting all out the door today.
You know something? Our crowd is really cool with that. So I want to announce right now that for his 5th time on the Virtual Cantina Network, we are welcoming back Mr. Chris Bartlett.
Yeah.
Yay.
Who's playing a character in the next episode without a helmet. He's not a droid.
That's right.
But he is a droid in this episode, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Too bad we couldn't.
Which is actually one of the reasons why I'm wearing my Space Boston t-shirt, because we are watching an episode of Bill Burr's, which I honestly think Bill Burr should have been nominated for an Emmy or a Golden Globe, because his acting was probably some of the best, and Richard Brake as well. Absolutely fantastic. But a bunch of little stuff before we get started tonight. We're very, very excited about you all being here with us. First and foremost, thank you to everybody who bought a ticket to Boonta Eve. We are sold out, folks. No tickets. But if you are looking on the secondary market, we did put some rules up in the event page and on our page. If you're looking to sell your tickets, the rules you have to follow by in order to sell. You know, we were laughing about this in the admin meeting. People really scalping for Boonta Eve. That's actually kind of funny and kind of cool. I don't know.
No, that's against the rules.
Made it.
No,
I know, but it's kind of
makes not just condone that. No.
I know. But also, if you are going to Boonta Eve and interested in buying any of their merchandise, if we have some fantastic t-shirts, pins, patches, the Ewok pin is absolutely gorgeous. We have a Sergeant Pepper Noid patch for Boonta Eve, which is really, really cool. Order it now, because after next week, we are only ordering a limited amount of merchandise for Bunta itself. So if you don't get it now, which you'll guarantee it, you may not get one in London.
Yep.
Throwing that one out there. So please make sure of that.
And emphasize
get 'em
this
while
is
you
for
can.
people that are going to Bunta, because this is not like, show up at your house. This is you order and the merch is waiting for you at the event.
Yeah, which
Yep.
is great. We're going to have a separate booth.
Gotta be there.
As soon as you walk into the Breakfast Club, there's a cafe area right in the front foyer that we're going to actually have a booth there where there's going to be people there with the list and all the orders of the merchandise and swag. All you need to do is give them your name and they'll hand you exactly what you ordered right there. So you don't even have to go to any of our merch stands that we're going to have in Bunta unless you want to buy more stuff, which we encourage you to. We encourage you to buy more stuff.
Yep.
But guarantee
Get
it's
'em.
going out.
Get them while you can. Limited run.
Absolutely. We got some sweet swag too. The VCN, collect them all.
Ashley's in the room. Hi, Ashley. Yep.
Hey, Ashley, how are you?
Get them all. Get them while you can.
Absolutely.
And
But,
Bryce knows about the swag. That's one of our swag sponsors right there.
Absolutely. Thank you. You have some sweet swag there, Bryce. Bryce sponsored a patch and a sticker for the Star Wars comic book shop group, as well as for the VCN. So very nice work. And thank you, Jeff, for your mastery of that, especially that comic book that Yoda's reading. Is pretty damn awesome.
Oh, I didn't write the comic book nor illustrate it, but
It was nice, Jeff. But also, Dave, why don't you talk a little bit about the VCN? We had a busy Monday this past Monday.
Oh, totally busy Monday. We had the return of Celebrating Autographs. We might need to put out a shirt for the return. It's a new little graphic. Return of Celebrating Autographs, and Frank was back doing a hugely, vastly, all-encompassing review of autographs from Celebration Anaheim. And we're going to be doing that, Celebrating Autographs, the second Monday of every month, right up until celebration time, and we'll have different topics and things going on to tell you all about what you need to know, what you need to bring with you, what kind of things you want to worry about when getting autographs. And immediately following that show was Rebels Revisited. They were doing a watch along of an amazing episode of Star Wars Rebels.
another one
and
coming
a
up.
lot of talk about like pop culture and movies and stuff in general there at the end after we went off the rails. This past week we had an episode of the Unifying Force and just scheduled a drop for this Sunday of the next episode of the Jedi Archives, talking about the High Republic comics again.
One thing I want to do is quickly give a shout out to Frank for doing the Celebrating Autographs piece on Monday. I tell you what, I watched it and it got me really excited for London again. And it was a great look back at Anaheim and what a successful event that was. And just remembering some of the amazing things that we were very lucky to be, part of. But it really whet my appetite for London. So I'm super excited to have this, next celebration in London. It's only a few months away.
Yeah, and as soon as we start to get names for the autograph room for Celebration Europe, Celebration London, Frank will definitely be discussing that and talking about those things there.
Absolutely. And I also want to plug the fact right now we are 199 members away from being 45,000 members. So we want to thank every member of our family that has joined. Funny story that I actually told in the admin chat is I usually do my Thursday chat post welcoming all the new members to our family. And the first name on there was my cousin. Now I'm kind of like, okay, that's kind of funny because I really don't talk about, sometimes I post about that, but in my family, I really don't talk too much Star Wars stuff because, they don't get me. So I texted her after I saw that. That was like, what, at 6:00 Eastern time? Mm-hmm. She just got a text. She's like, I had no idea you were one of the admin of that group.
That's great.
Ooh.
So just randomly, my cousin joins our group without knowing that I am an admin, which is awesome. So Meredith, if you're watching right now, welcome to the group. You're already part of my family, but now you're part of the Star Wars family. So welcome in. I know Bryce brought some people from work to join, but please join us. We are the largest, the most inclusive, the most fan-friendly group in the universe. And it's all because of all you guys. So thank you very, very much for
And
there.
if you want to know more about all of our content on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, see all the way over there in that little corner, all the way over there in the corner on the other side of Jeff, under the pirate. That is our QR code that you can use your little phone, and hopefully it will work if your monitor resolution is high enough. Just scan that and that'll take you to all our stuff.
Absolutely.
Recently
And
added a few things to that
Yes.
link. So
we got a lot of great stuff from there. Jeff, why don't you talk about that right now, since you did a lot of work on that?
what's on the link tree?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we have a link to TeePublic with all our cool shirts and stuff going on. And I think there's a sale going on there right now.
35% off.
And we have a link to obviously where you could be watching this either on Facebook or the VCN channel on YouTube. There's links to our social media accounts in other forms and fashions, Instagram, Hive, Twitter. So there's a lot of stuff you can direct yourself to in terms of seeing what we're doing over there on the link tree. So scan that little QR code.
So I want to do a little recap of last week. John, why don't you do a little recap of Mr. Wayne, if you will?
Yeah, it was such a pleasure to host Brendan last week. You know, I think it was one of those unique episodes where he gave us more of an insight generally into, you know, the work that he did on the series. You know, his family history, you know, with his grandfather being such a prominent actor, a Hollywood actor, and just to kind of understand the process of you know, making the Mandalorian and the various types of characters that he would work with, you know, week in, week out, month after month. Some of the unusual situations you might come across on set, you know, and just his personal feelings of what it was like to work with Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, other various, you know, actors and production crew that have been you know, guests on this particular show. So just a fantastic insight into you know, the life of somebody who's kind of lived in the Hollywood set, if you like, but then being very humble in his craft and, you know, really talking to us in depth about his experiences. And that was just such a unique insight. It was probably one of my favorite episodes so far.
And maybe we'll see the Bastard and Brendan show back up again in the future. See what I did there?
See what you did there. If you don't understand, Spencer, all of our previous watch-alongs are archived on the Virtual Cantina Network, youtube.com/the Virtual Cantina Network. Look for the playlist on watch-alongs or the playlist on March to Mando Season 3, and you can see what little joke he was making.
So, no, we're very excited about that. Brendan, it was an incredible episode, and the week before with Barry Lowen was absolutely incredible as well. So we've had some incredible guests, and the guests are going to get bigger and better throughout the rest.
We're not done yet.
Oh no, there's much more.
Are you trying to sell a sham wow?
Well, it's not going to be my pillow. I'm telling you that right now. So,
what about your pillow?
That's my.
That is actually my pillow, but it's not my pillow.
Surprised there's not body pillows on the TeePublic page.
X-Nay on Illopay. But we are watching episode 14.
Slap chop.
The shake weight. No, we don't need a dark Spencer, flat Spencer shingling. That's just so wrong. In so many different ways. David died laughing.
Enough of that.
Ashley
Serious
says, give him
face.
time. Oh God, self-deprecating. Anywho, but a lot of great stuff. We got some great things going on. It's great plans for London. Also, don't forget the not so virtual Cantina. I know we talk a lot about Bunta, but the not so virtual Cantina, which is going to be on the Wednesday night before Bunta, which is a nice little way for us to meet up, have a few drinks, get to know each other in a relaxed environment, because you might be able to stop us, say hi, maybe a selfie at Bunta, but that's pretty much it. But at not so virtual Cantina, it's all about just relaxing, having a beverage, and getting ready for the excitement of the week.
You
But
also don't have to worry about buying a ticket and paying to get in.
Yes.
exactly.
And join us on Zoom here live for the virtual Cantina happy hour on Tuesday nights. We're watching the Bad Batch. We're doing this, but you get to be snarky right back at us. So please come join in and join us there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're happy to have new people show up whenever.
We love when new people show up. Not that we don't love everybody that do show up. We love all of our members, but new members gives us a boost. So thank you very much. Yeah. But there is something else. If you're going to London and you're looking for something potentially to do during the day, that Wednesday, let me pass this over to our tour guide over there. For our pirate excursion that we have planned, or someone has planned that I absolutely know nothing about. Mr. Nunn, why don't you tell us a little?
Sure. Yeah. So for the Wednesday before celebration, so for those of you that are coming to London, if you are in the city for a couple of days before celebration, on the Wednesday, I will be hosting a free, no tickets required, personalized tour of old London town. Now, I'm not going to tell you what's on the tour. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There are going to be some Star Wars related things that we'll stop, take a look at and visit. But a lot of it is pretty much, my guided tour, something that you'll just have to trust me with. And I know you'll love it. Okay. I lived in the UK for 39 years prior to moving to the US. So trust me, I know London very well. I know some of the amazing sites that are a little bit off the beaten path, but are just as fantastic as and interesting as some of the things that people regularly do. So if you want to come along, just shoot me a personal message or anything on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, or whatever you want to do. I'm on all of the above, or just contact us generally and I'll be able to provide you with some details. But it'll run from sort of like a earlyish morning, probably 9 to 10 o'clock, something like that, through to mid to late afternoon. But it'll be fun. And so look forward to you joining us.
Absolutely.
You're going to take them to see the basement at Buckingham Palace, aren't you?
You have to give these things away, Dave.
He's going to put them in a tower of London.
I'm going to lock you in the London dungeon and leave you there.
Oh, no. I can see you doing that too, and that's what scares me. But no, hey, Dwayne, welcome from Canada. We love to have our international members. It was great also on Tuesday. I would thank Peter from Australia. Peter, who actually bought, I think, 5 tickets for Bunta.
Oh, wow.
I think he's actually the one who bought it from Antarctica, actually. That he was on.
That's amazing.
Dang.
But he joined us for the watch along of Bad Batch this past Tuesday from Australia. So
in Antarctica and has better internet than you.
Please, if I had rabbit ears, I still would have internet. I'm lucky I don't have a Dixie cup with a string.
There you
go. Yeah. But we got about 8 more minutes. Hey, Bruce, how are you? Wonderful. We'd love for you to join us. I know Bruce will be at Bunta Eve as well. I know he bought a ticket, which is fantastic. And as long as the Great Pumpkin gets announced, Mr. Swan will be at Bunta Eve. So I'm hoping the Great Pumpkin shows up this year. That would be fantastic for everybody. But we love to see Mr. Wheeler as well. Also want to wish a very happy birthday to Scooby's wife, Leanna, who is a very important member of our family, helped us out a lot in Anaheim, and their two lovely daughters. So if you're watching, happy birthday. If not, go on YouTube, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leanna.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
But
So tonight's episode is actually one of my favorites of this particular season. Now, last week we didn't, I don't think he would have committed to it. We didn't ask Brendan what was one of his favorite episodes. But he did talk about, some of his favorite cast and some of his favorite directors. But this episode is one of my favorites. I think this is the one I was probably on the edge of my seat a lot more than other episodes. But I don't want to give anything away, no spoiler alerts. But there was a couple of moments in tonight's episode I was like, that just didn't happen.
There's been some episodes in Star Wars that we talked about, especially the Disney Plus era. Andor had 3 extraordinary performances and incredible monologue soliloquies, if you will, that we feel that warrants them getting an Emmy nomination. Bill Burr, who is a loudmouth Bostonian from Space Boston, and he says this soliloquy that is so poignant about Operation Cinder. Now, which one of you guys knows a little bit more about Operation Cinder overall? Because I know there's more of an extended storyline of Cinder that revolves through like video games and other elements of Star Wars.
I think that's like
you're not asking actual people with actual knowledge. Those people are in the chat. Ashley?
Yeah.
Operation Cinder.
Okay. Yeah, Ashley.
Mike, are you there?
But,
yeah, that's what I was saying. I haven't seen Mike.
Richard Brake as well, who people know as someone from Game of Thrones. He was just awesome. And I got that whole speech that he wrote on 8x10, which, we were quotes. But yeah, does anybody in the chat know more about Operation Cinder than we do? Because we haven't done our homework.
Where there was homework?
Nobody told me.
It.
You mean we get paid?
While we're all thinking about that, Bruce actually just asked a good question in the chat about London. He was saying, cell phone, how will that work? Will I need a chip or Wi-Fi? Now, the way it works, I've traveled to London a little bit since I've been living here. Depending on your cell phone service, it'll automatically transfer over to the British equivalent. It will be at cost. So you can either just go with that, or you can actually buy a temporary chip. They sell them at the airport at Heathrow if you've flying into there. That you can put in your phone for the time that you're in London. So your choice.
I know when the week before I go, I'm going to call my provider and just let them know I'm going international, because sometimes they have international deals for roaming.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's what I ended up doing last time I visited Canada. Was just I went ahead and called my provider and got so many minutes. I don't think it was the phone, the talking part that was as big a deal.
It's the data,
like the international data.
Yeah.
Because
a friend of mine bought a disposable phone while we were in Ireland. The last time I traveled overseas, and just used that for quick communication. A burner, as it were.
Yep. You're not a burner.
That's
family show, I know.
Anywho, we're getting close to time. Everybody got their stuff queued up?
Yeah, we got about 3 more minutes. Very excited about this episode. It's been a great episode. Very humorous as well. There's a lot of dark humor. But here's something that's also pretty awesome. I love the one scene which we'll get to is when they finally get to the refinery, how everybody was cheering, and how the Empire, the camaraderie within the Empire is, besides what the rebels do. But also, make sure you come with us on Tuesday, because wow, what an incredible episode of Bad Batch. I'm really looking forward to it. And Jeff's favorite droids, show up in this new episode. Which as soon as I saw it, I'm like, Jeff is going to be flipping out right now. So
I enjoy a good destroyer droid.
yes,
But they've been showing up more and more lately. So I just have to save my impersonations for when we're watching.
yes. So no spoilers. There will be no spoilers for you, Bryce. But
Oh yeah, Bryce is gonna watch along with us, right? Are you watching along with us live?
yes, he is. He's in.
No. When he gonna wait and join us live on Tuesday? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, he has to watch. I think he
You
watched
gotta watch
tonight
before
already.
Tuesday.
I don't know. Sarah let him.
Sophia. That's a different question coming in later.
It was so great last week when he was giving me crap on one of the shows. I texted Sarah and she went to her room and gave him a look. It was awesome.
So in a couple of minutes we've got spares. Is there anybody speculating about potential actors that might be in season 3? Because I think Brendan Wayne said you're gonna love season 3. Can't tell you anything about it, but you're gonna love it. And I think we were started to talk about who might potentially be in that season that we haven't or hasn't been in a season prior to.
So
I've
season
heard
3.
a lot of cameos. So
can of worms to open. I'm hearing
Christopher Lloyd.
debating
That was
whether
floating around for a while.
it's a reliable source or not. That there's like Easter eggs and cameos and things of kind of peripheral sequel trilogy characters.
well,
Mm.
if you saw the trailer from Celebration, which has been leaked several times before that, you do see Babu Freak. So we'll just call that out right now before anybody said that Babu Freak is back, which is awesome because I hope Shirley Henson gets announced for Celebration because that'd be awesome. If you like Moaning Myrtle from the Potter, same person from there. Christopher Lloyd driving a Mandalorian.
Womp, womp.
So a lot of good cameos from what I've heard. Well, it's gonna be great. I'm very, very excited about it. But we're at 10 o'clock right now on the Eastern Seaboard right now. So Mr. Notman, why don't you give the countdown to me?
Okay, I shall. In my best Britishness, I will give you a British countdown. Okay, so if everybody's got the episode queued, where we usually put it up the Disney logo, Disney Splash. Okay, so I'm going to give you a countdown from 5 rather than 10. Okay, so 5, 4.
Yes, we're watching
3.
That's the tragedy, Sherry.
The tragedy. Okay, episode 14. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Oh.
We didn't agree if he said engage.
Mm.
No chance.
Just enough with us.
Previously on the Mandalorian.
So, Patrick.
This episode had a lot going on following other things.
I mean, I'm just saying the level of trust in the Beskar.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. These things that just cut anything else in half. I'm just gonna put up.
Yeah, how much exposure to a lightsaber has he had in terms of knowledge of how well he would have or would hold up versus it? Because he acts like he's not too familiar. But weapons are his religion, so that might be a different story.
That's right. He's got to have been trained in lightsaber combat because I mean he can wield the dark saber.
This is where I started to lose it. John talking about
a good warrior trusts his armor.
Well, that too.
And they just it was just announced. Oh, what was that? I gotta find it. Damn, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
You mentioned Shirley Henderson potentially being in London. I want to say real quick, I wrote to her a couple of years ago. She wrote a lovely letter back. She is so friendly and writes a proper letter rather than just signs an autograph and sends it to you. She took her time to write to me, which was wonderful.
Very cool.
Cool.
Very cool. So yeah, what I was about to say is that we just saw Katie O'Brien,
Mhm.
who's
Mhm.
a sweetheart, by the way. Met her if you met her at Rhode Island Comic Con.
Yep.
I don't know if you met her, Dave, when you were there.
I did not. I missed that.
Celebration. She was in Anaheim.
But she will also be playing one of the freedom fighters in the quantum realm in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp quantum.
Quantum.
That's what they do. It's the Disney. Oh, who's working over there in Star Wars? Let's get him in Marvel. Who's working over there in Marvel? Let's get him over there in Star Wars.
You're not wrong, Dave.
Well,
I have
we talked about this- we
personal
talked about-
experience. You're not wrong.
I
No,
mean,
we talked about this several times before. It's like, it's like the old school studios, like MGM, Paramount, where you sign to a contract with the studio and you can be grabbed at any particular time frame with a particular project. So now, if Disney ends up buying WWE, that's going to be very interesting. Hey, Disney has a bid out for them, so.
I said that before they were going to purchase my entire childhood at some point.
That Amanda actually said that's which is like great. So
Yeah.
basically, you'd have to go to the WWE Hall of Fame and Galaxy's Edge. I'm like,
there
You no longer own your own childhood, Jeff.
Yes.
It's been bought out.
the mouse is getting in the ring.
I love the little interaction he had with Grogu there since he just found out his name. He's like, Grogu? He's like, Grogu.
Well, it's not like Disney and Marvel and Star Wars have any shortage of casting wrestlers.
Yeah.
That too.
Just go ahead and like.
I think
Cena.
Brendan was talking about this scene
something, yeah.
last week, and the direction he was given was treat it like it's a child that doesn't know what to do and how to behave. And come on, kid, this is
Yeah, it's like you have the attitude. Are we there yet? Are
Yeah.
we there yet?
Once we understand he's the only Grogu in the house. Well, it's like Brennan said, he's always the kid. He's always going to be the kid no matter
Yeah.
what.
That I think is my new favorite. It's like, it's the kid over there. It's like,
Well, that's basically what Mando's called him since early, right? It was always the kid, kind of. He never called him the child.
no, I don't recall. Did he call? I don't think he ever called him the asset. I don't think he did.
Maybe early on, like in the first episode or something.
Well,
maybe we'll have to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he refers to Ahsoka as the nice lady. Very nice, very yes.
And this Jedi temple is the magic rock. Let's sit down by that magic rock.
I love the Funko of Grogu sitting on the Seeing Stone because you have to put barriers in it and it glows.
It lights up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Try not to do a spoiler alert, but with the magic rock, it's like, come on, do your thing quickly. Come on, we've got any time.
See, yeah, this is one of those like little inconsistencies. Okay, we jetpacked up there the first time.
Yeah. We had to get there, and now we have to draw things out and be more vulnerable. Those are the drawbacks.
So someone just posted on Facebook that if anybody needs an accessory for the Dr. Persian cosplay, go to Walgreens because the Operation Grogu game is coming up. You should send it to Mark.
Oh, here you go. I think we should all go to Walgreens, all get one, and all send them to Mark.
Cruel.
Oh, I already have something getting back for Flat Spencer that's going to happen in London, so I got to get that done. Okay, are you done yet?
Like, what are we doing? What's
Okay,
happening?
we stopped at the drive-thru. I got you a Happy Meal. Can we go yet?
They should have one of those really cool close replica type jetpacks. The ones I see right now, particularly in the parks, are just the kids version, the plastic version. Oh wow, I'd love to have that.
It'd be like an adult getting one of those lounge
Yeah.
fly bags.
Mark.
Yeah, the
Von
Boba
Olin.
Fett set is pretty small. That they sell on Batu. It's cool, but it's tiny.
Tag Mark Von Olin. Are you listening?
Mhm.
Request made.
They'd really need to
Yes.
do it in a way that made it like more functional, though. I think. And
Okay,
not just
who else
cosmetic.
lost their collective poop when they saw the fire spray? No, it's Slave One.
Yes,
I
it's
don't,
like, well, stop that.
I'm not a meme maker, but I immediately had to make a meme of this, where you got the DiCaprio pointing, because I was like, Star Wars fans be like, oh, that ship, even though it was the little version too, wasn't even.
And then the thing happened.
Ooh, yep, bad timing.
Ooh.
But you can see his little fingers in his little yoga pose there.
Namaste.
So I want
It's
to know, does
this
he
was-
know what that ship means, or is he just nervous that there's a ship?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a
I
little.
don't think he does. But when I saw this is one of those moments.
Now
This is
he
one of
knows.
my favorite episode. This
But
moment.
no, he's not
It's
wearing
Slave
the
One.
stuff yet.
Yeah, so I don't think he knows. I just think he's sees another ship and he's kind of worried because the kid's out.
I think he's worried it's some kind of bounty hunter, but maybe he doesn't know who.
Right. It's likely that he thinks it's a bounty hunter coming after the kid. Even if he doesn't say it till the end of the episode or whatever, like Bryce said, spoiler alert. But we'll determine that later. I love this intro though. I mean, you see the figure walk out of the ship, but that doesn't really tell you who that figure is.
So this is gunplay. Are we ballparking that's Brendan in the suit right there?
Yeah, I would say so.
It's interesting. He draws his pistol at this point when the ship is so far away, right? So why is
Are
he
you
drawing his
Jedi?
pistol?
He got shot at moments ago.
Well, I think he had the pistol out before he got shot at.
So
But wouldn't he pull out his rifle and scope out and try and maybe snipe rather than just?
oh yeah, huh?
draw his
Instead of
pistol
just
and-
looking through binoculars or flying somewhere. He can fly. It belongs to me. I love that line. That callback.
That's it. That's what I love.
The fact that he added, like my father before me, to the Django line from the prequels, that was just like Easter egg, like mind blowing.
For all the drawbacks and things that we can pick apart, it's like some of this stuff is just so amazing.
And spoiler alert, I mean, after this episode, we were so excited about Rodriguez and Book of Boba Fett.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then the mods.
No, I so enjoyed it. But we expected more Fett from here as opposed to what we got.
Oh, and now he knows it's
Oh, the cavalry's back.
yes.
We were hoping for a Bond thriller, and we got Spy Kids. Literally, is what happened.
We were looking for Machete because we had Machete show up. We got
Yeah,
Spike.
Machete was so underused too.
Mm.
Really needed to be in
Yeah.
that final battle. Sorry, spoiler alert. We're gonna watch that in a couple weeks. I love the introduction to his weapon set with the gaffy stick and
Oh yeah.
his long rifle.
Could you imagine if he
Of
had
course.
this much spear as well? Like he'd be
No, it's just
completely
hot.
rude.
I remember which episode it was. We saw the back of what we thought was Boba Fett, right? And we saw Gaffy stick. We all immediately knew, pretty much, we recognized those weapons straight
Mhm.
away.
Well, they also put in the spears. I mean, the spurs as a sound effect, even though there was no Spurs there, because they were trying to foreshadow.
Right.
Some of those Tuscan weapons are pretty brutal, mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about it.
Not only do we have the big like mace, but we've got a pointy end on the mace, so
Yeah.
it pierces your armor.
Oh yeah. It's that's a powerful weapon.
You know, they'd probably let you pick the jetpack back up, right?
Yeah, at that point, just grab it. If you're running away, you might as well grab it.
But
And
no.
those of us that are squeamish when it comes to awesome vehicles getting destroyed might want to look away shortly.
Oh,
But
Especially if you spend $500 like the week before.
it's like when they total an amazing like muscle car in a chase scene or something. I'm like, oh, I would have loved that car, even if it's just the basic version that they stripped down so they could trash it. I still would love that car.
Speaking of toys from HasLab, Dave, did you get your packing number yet for your?
I have not.
So people in Europe already got it.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the modders groups for France and England, and they're shipping and getting, but I haven't seen any US shipping dates yet. But yeah,
High ground, move up.
I love how much stuff this set up with the Boba Fennec relationship, and like obviously we find out more about her gut getting shot out,
right?
Mhm.
But they work.
She's a cyborg.
And just looking here, I mean, her weapon is looking awful, like AR based, and it didn't bother us here as much as we got picky, and the AK-47 and Andor bothered everybody.
Yeah, part of how it stood out though was so front and center, especially in that one scene they decided to use in that trailer.
Yeah.
So freaking.
And then the scene itself. I love this dragging the stick. Wow. Oh.
The one thing I would love to see, because we've seen pictures or like people have done like depictions of it in statue form or anything, was the brains or the bloody face inside the stormtrooper mask from the mask of him. I want to see that. I think with Robert Rodriguez, that we would have gotten that.
What's weird is that this episode is almost more brutal than the entire season of Boba Fett.
I was going to say this fight scene,
out like he did this, and then he spread out the same amount of action and brutality over 8 episodes.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing, Jeff. This scene, this part is just so brutal compared to the rest of the season.
I want to do the hike that Richard and Sarah did to the location in the park, the national park in Simi Valley, to go up here to where they're at by these rocks. But it's like a 4-mile, I don't know, some big long hike that takes hours and hours, and I'm not about that.
So where is this? Is this Vasquez Rocks?
No, it's Simi Valley. It's sort of northeast of LA,
just outside of LA,
or northwest of LA.
They filmed a lot of westerns there.
County, kind of north of Thousand Oaks, I guess.
Yeah. This is a notorious area. They filmed a lot of westerns there, and a lot of like movies or TV series where they wanted some kind of almost like an interplanetary look.
Yeah.
I dare say they probably even shot episode of Star Trek there. I've even said the word.
Oh, do you think this isn't near Vasquez Rocks though? Because Vasquez Rocks is that one.
That's the one where they
iconic scene with Gorn or whatever, where they fight. A friend of ours and a group member
pulling a Hawkeye.
Yeah.
A friend of ours and a group member, Sean Crosby. Because that's his last name. Anyway, Obi Sean. He posted a photo of his vehicle, which is a Star Wars themed vehicle, in 3 different incarnations that he's had over the years, all parked in front of Vasquez Rock. Sorry.
So I want to point this out as well, that I talked about this when we watched it the first time. Is Fennec's outfit is very reminiscent of Zam Wazel's bounty hunter gimmick from Attack of the Clones.
I think it's better implemented though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be
styling and
curious
everything.
if at
I love
some
the-
point there's some sort of tie-in to why it's that way.
Right.
Sorry, that's one of my favorite moments was when the troopers are shooting the rock and it runs straight over him. Yeah, just run out of the way.
And I want to apologize right now. I'm wearing the wrong shirt. I thought Bill Burr was in this episode, but he's in the next one.
Yeah, I was thinking this isn't Space Boston.
Well, yeah.
We didn't want to say anything.
Oh, great.
We got it's because I posted up that graphic so early. I'm sure that threw you off.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure Bill Burr is in
like
one.
that as my answer because it makes me look like less of a dumbass. So yes, what Jeff said.
There we go. I gave you an
Bill
out.
Burr was a cameo as one of the stormtroopers. There you go.
There you go. No speaking lines or anything.
See, I just Mando's military tactics at some points, and just really, it's just here. I'm gonna stand here and get shot.
Just let them shoot at me and
Because
hope
I
that they
can-
don't
I
hit me in
can-
the soft goods.
I thought they miss all the time. They're not missing.
No,
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. This is great. Dad bod Fett is
now you're
Well, they hit the rolling rock just a minute ago.
right.
Ooh. I love the little stormtrooper bodies.
This part right here, when he comes up with this one move, is just so
Oh,
amazing.
the thing with the
Stepping up on the rock. Is
Yeah.
just, oh my god.
boom.
Right there. Booyah.
Here we go. Yeah. I think, do I have like those little I have one of those like 3D printed that's ready for my, that's the part.
that whole look right there that he's sporting with, a portion of the armor and not everything was allowed me to do that casual Mando on the final day of celebration.
I was so excited about the knee pad missiles.
Oh yeah, the knee rockets were just amazing.
Seeing that stuff in action is really what was the amazing part, because
Oh,
you
there it goes.
you fantasized about it. Look at that. There we go. Oh my
So did you
god.
ever think he's gonna put his hand out like Ray and try to? No.
Boom.
Look at that double down. That whole, look like the action figure thing is always, I love that type of nod, regardless of how much fan service it is. Oh, this is devastating.
Oh, millions
We
of
all went.
HasLab supporters cried out in terror and suddenly went silent.
Oh.
Having only moments prior funded the
Yeah, it has
bane
laughed.
of their existence at that point.
That was the other part of this episode. I went, no. Dear.
That's one of those moments that
In the
Obi-Wan
nappy
could
nap.
hear.
And again, right there.
He's dead.
If you only had your jetpack.
Yeah, those things come in handy. These guys are.
This is Mach 1, right?
Yeah, it's like, why couldn't did he not know where he put it? He just decided to leave it and screw it, forget about it. And he's got a damn remote on it. I've seen him
Right.
use it.
I'm so jealous you have one, Bruce.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Just
These dark troopers are out of hand. Again, the callback stuff is just, nobody knew
If
what
you
the dark trooper was. These are variations of the dark trooper. They're still incredibly menacing. Not quite the same size though.
not bragging, but I did call the Dark Troopers. I said to you guys that they're going to be in this season for sure.
Mm.
Deploy the
Stormtroopers
rapid
are
soccer
really-
robots.
Yeah. But it really well handled the parts that makes it seem impossible that that's somebody in a costume. It's like the little thinned out joints at the arms and the see-through mechanic holes in the chest or in the waist.
Yeah, they did a great job of making him look very spindly and kind of, robotic and not practical. Not something that could be shot practically, although turns out people in suits more than you think in this show. It's really cool. Chase him down.
And here's the other part.
Oh,
Where's
yes.
Where's your jetpack, son?
Jetpacks would be handy dandy.
Well, what do you think the dark troopers came from?
Yeah. It came out of the sky. It had to be some kind of major thing up there.
That's a spice tree.
Interesting how close he kind of gets without them scrambling a fighter squad or something.
Right.
Ship or two. I don't know.
Mhm.
Poor Mando.
Whatever that was is junk.
Must be made out of Beskar, though. How many pieces are actually around besides the 2 Beskar elements? Oh, there's a handful.
There's a few things.
Yeah, a bunch of little rando crap.
How,
The fact that he can
that's so
find that.
heartbreaking. The knob survives.
Oh yeah, the knob. Oh.
And the bastard.
Just tucks that in. See, it's just fun to find that the knob is actually made out of Beskar. It's just like, just an 8-ball on your gear shift or something.
I can't believe of everything on board that ship. The only thing that survived was the little gear knob.
Knob and a spear.
Mm.
Good combo. It was funny to hear about the problems with that spear in future episodes.
He's
I
not.
love this.
Yeah.
That code
Good
change
guy.
is pretty awesome.
That Django right there. Over here is Joe Bob Fett and all the other Fets. I'm doing it again.
Not nearly as shocked about Boba not wearing the helmet all the time. I mean, he did meet Boba, but before he's just incensed about Bo-Katan and the Night Owls taking off the helmets, and he's like, "Oh, this dude just showed up and he's wearing it. It's okay."
Yeah, he's calmed a bit over that. He's not quite as outraged. But everything about Slave One, except for
I just think the concept of how crazy it is about the way it lands and then the way it flies is you would expect the way it takes off and lands that it's just, no,
stole their job.
unique.
It was really cool to
Nice.
see.
I
Yeah.
still got mine over in the bag. I gotta get that out.
Mine's in the bag too. I just pull it out of the bag.
It was really cool for us to see the inside of Slave One and to see how the whole
That's
mechanism worked. That was
amazing
just
stuff.
incredible.
Oh, there's your boy right there.
There it is. There you go. He's right there. See?
I love those like when they scan through the different shots and you see the different species, and then there's the channels that'll break down whatever the text is.
Oh, what's up, Mark? How's it going? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Mark. So, what'd you say that Duo Novo needs to do a jetpack?
Absolutely. That's what Notman requested. He needs a Din Djarin or
And
a Boba Fett jetpack.
Anybody who cares, we're about 26:45
Yep,
or so.
right about there.
So
Yeah.
So this is a different kind of hyperspace than we're used to, yeah?
That's a Doctor Who type hyperspace.
Or the wormhole from Star Trek, the motion picture.
No one watched that.
Except for Nauman.
I watched that. That may
No
well be
chance.
one of my first
Love this scene.
cosplays at Spock in the blue jumpsuit. Just saying.
Look at that.
Also, Grogu just basically goes medieval, and then
Just like, hey, bitch.
It's like, oh, you're done.
I'm having fun.
he
He
forced
lets
jokes
let him
both at
go.
the same time.
He's like, I don't care.
Bad man.
Let the kid wear himself out. He's
Look at
having
it.
fun.
Look at what Buck wrote.
Now we take a nap.
Oh, Notman. Mark says they're working on a Boba Django jetpack now. Very soon for the
24.
pre-order, and a Din Djarin Mando jetpack in 24.
Ooh.
Mark,
Put my name
John was
down
lamenting the lack of quality jetpack accessories.
in the parks.
Mainly the parks, yeah, but
Mainly the parks. Walmart parks. Yes. And while you're at it, can I have some whistling birds?
okay. Functional ones
Please.
though.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Functioning ones.
He uses it selectively that when he could probably use it more often. I guess maybe you have to refill them, and those aren't easy. Ooh.
Oh yeah, the little whistling birds I think are like little pieces of Beskar or something. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But they're fun.
But how does he refill that?
Yeah.
You know, was he given spares? Because he's used it 2 or 3 times.
I think the armorer spoke to that when they were installed, when she gave them to him.
Cutest little handcuffs ever, right there.
Binders
Finders.
in universe.
All of them.
Got a pair of thumb cuffs and put them on Grogu.
Absolutely.
Basically.
So yeah, that was this episode was absolutely fantastic. Brutal episode. Such a fun episode though, and this is
One of my favorites.
We were so excited about the Book of Boba Fett, or at least we found that Rodriguez was coming back after this episode. And I remember we were hypothesizing after we heard Robert Rodriguez was directing a Mandalorian episode. They were like, "Oh, Dan Trejo's going to show up," and then he doesn't show up, but we get him later on, which is always good. Governor, what was your thoughts on this episode?
As I said at the beginning, it's one of my favorite episodes of this season. Although there are some parts of it where you kind of go, "What were you thinking?" Some of the battle scene, the fight scene, the kid getting taken, it just really kind of built it up. I think built the story, built the momentum of this particular season through to the finale. I think it was just a really good episode, well directed. So, when we saw the Razor Crest go, it was, oh no. We thought it was bad when the Jawas stripped it of parts, right? In one of the early episodes. But he loses the entire ship. Queel is rolling in his grave.
Yes, indeed.
But great episode, thank you. It was fantastic to watch it again.
Absolutely. Jeff, what's your thoughts?
Basically the same thing. But seeing the Dark Troopers in action, since I've been a fan since Dark Forces 1995 video game. So much so that I've cosplayed as 2 different versions of the Dark Trooper. Now everybody's cosplaying as freaking Dark Troopers, so it's not something I'm as interested in anymore. But it's still very cool. Those are some amazing characters. There's so much action in this episode. Everything with Fett was amazing. Seeing Slave One do its thing, it kind of was a great buildup that kind of unfortunately in Book of Boba Fett gets let down in a lot of senses, but still it was amazing to see. And he did, like you said, it was such a great buildup in this season. This really was getting the getting everybody pumped up for the final episode or 2. Are we on 14? Yeah, 2 more episodes. Yep.
Dave.
Badass dad bod Boba Fett. Right there.
Sticking out.
Worth
There's
the
hope
price
for
of
us all.
admission.
There's hope for us all after seeing
Yes.
Tamara Morrison.
Fluffy Fellows cosplay friend.
Fantastic. I loved it. I love seeing Fennec Shan back because I'm always a big fan of Minnie Mouse. So,
Oh, she was amazing.
and, you know, we were like, oh, what a waste when she got shot. You know,
She's
it's-
got amazing abs now. They're made out of literal abs of steel.
literally. But yeah, we saw that she got shot up by Toro Callahan, who was horrible. Who like, how could the cavalry go down like that? But no, very, very excited about that. So because, like I said, we of our guests not being able to join us tonight, we did announce that Chris Bartlett will be joining us next week. Dave, who's going to be joining us for the finale of season 2?
Not going to join us for the finale of season 2. That's the question.
Well, you're probably thinking the finale of Fett, but the finale.
Oh yeah, see, I'm glad I said that because I about
Season 1.
spoiled a lot of it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dave, Jeff, do you want to announce who's going to be?
Well, we had the first episode of this March to the Mandalorian season 3. We started this run at episode 8 or chapter 8 of season 1 with Hal Hickle. So we're doing chapter 16 of season 2 with Hal Hickle.
Wow. Fantastic.
So that's going to be a great
Hopefully
one.
we can do chapter 3 or chapter 24 of season 3 sometime in the future with Hal Hickle.
Ooh.
All the finales.
Congratulations. All
And-
the
and
finales.
And I think Brendan said last week, when season 3 comes out, I'll come on again. It's
Yep.
like, whoa, we haven't got the season out yet. Slow down.
He's ready.
We'll definitely have some things for this. So very excited about everything we have going on here. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Don't forget, T Public, I think it's the end tonight, 35% off. Great Boon to Eve clothes, Space Boston, celebrating autographs. Yes.
Get
if
your
you are
Boon to
gonna go to
merch.
Boon to Eve, you want to get one of our other shirts, very economical right now. Go right ahead. But
And
very
you
excited.
can't honestly just get shirts. Like the European vacation works amazingly as a magnet. I have that on my
Yeah.
Facebook. So
Oh,
That's
and I meant to
how-
say, they're hoodies as well. There's hoodies, mugs, stickers. I love the
Someone bought
hoodies.
totes. Someone actually bought the F the Empire tote.
I'm
Nice.
channeling a hoodie for London because it'll be, so it'll be a little less warmer than it is in the US.
Yes. So
Little
if
less
you think about
warm.
that, some of our hoodies are good. Long sleeve tees are always awesome. Because all our designs go long sleeve tees. I'm a huge fan of those. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. But keep an eye out. Also, we'll have a lot of new information about what's going on as far as merchandise. We got some interesting new stuff, including we're coming up on the 3rd anniversary of the virtual cantina in the next 2 months. Which I can't believe.
It'll be 3.
Yes. So we'll have
Out of the terrible twos and just horrible.
we had a really good year too. I have to say our year two is pretty badass in comparison. But yes, so keep an eye out for that. We got a couple other things look out for. Dave, what else do people look forward to coming up on the VCN?
Well, as always, this show will be ready and available momentarily on the VCN if you missed any parts and want to go back to the watch along. If you want to check out things that we talked about and the awesomeness that has been the episodes with Hal Hickle and Brendan Wayne and Barry Lowen, right there as well. Plenty of watching content. But going forward is this weekend, check out a new episode of Jedi Archives reviewing the High Republic comic book series. And then join us again Monday for Rebels Revisited.
Watching, what do we got? The Last Battle, season 3, episode 6 of Rebels, Star Wars Rebels.
Fantastic. And keep an eye out as well. We have another news desk that we're in talks right now to get started, that we'll have a news desk before the end of the month. And it's going to be a big one. So keep an eye out there. But I'm very glad of everything we're doing. You know, we're on the march for under 100 days before celebration, under 100 days before Bunta Eve. And there's going to be content coming to you from London and the home offices here in the United States as well. There'll be a whole slew of programming right here on the Virtual Cantina Network while we're in London as well.
We will be broadcasting internationally.
All
We're,
celebration.
we're covering all spots right now, so it's gonna be pretty awesome. So once again, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you'll join us again next week. We got Chris Bartlett joining us again. So from the governor, from Hefe, from Dave, this is Spencer saying, may the force be with you.
This is the way. One second.